Hey everybody, it's Justice for Comics. Hope everyone is having a great week. It is Friday. It is time to review the CBSI Comicbookinvest.com's Hot 10 list. This list comes out every Friday afternoon, highlighting books that are sort of on the move in the past week. Could be through eBay sales, heritage auctions, it could be all kinds of things, but these are the books that have been determined to be ones to look for and watch out for. It's a pretty reliable list. I don't agree with it all the time, but yeah, it's probably one of the most watched comic book lists that comes out weekly. So yeah, it's a pretty good list to review. So let's jump into it. I'll kind of give you my review and take on each of these books. So of course, comicbookinvest.com. Let's start off with the honorable mentions first. First one there is Mystery Tales number 19. That is a Harry Anderson cover. Ben says, I wish I had more room to highlight some of the Black Cat collection sales this week. This zombie cover is just perfect. The heavy inks on the zombie with just slight red color. Easy to see why this 8.5 copy sold for a massive $14,000. Yeah, wow, that's a lot of money, 14 grand. So again, if you've been paying attention, horror books for the last couple years have really been on fire. Especially the older the better. So if you can get stuff that's pre-comic book code, anything from the 40s, 50s, 60s, a lot of these books are just very tough to find, very hard to find in high grade. Just excellent buys if you can get them cheap. So, and then there's a lot of people that don't always know that these are extremely valuable books. So it's good to familiarize yourself with some of these older horror books in case you come across them. You never know. Maybe you come across a collection. Some of these books, usually if it's got a great cover, that's usually a good sign of investment potential. So that one's definitely a pretty cool cover. The next one here is I Am Groot number 1. This is a modern book. Didn't come out that long ago, a few years ago. This is the hip-hop variant. It's a cool-looking cover. Who doesn't like a Groot cover? This is a $50 book. It was around $20 price range, but it's a little harder to find. There was I can't remember the year that Marvel was doing this. I'm going to say like mid-2000s. They were pumping out these. It might be even sooner than that. I think it might be like 2010 or sooner than that. But these hip-hop variants, I kind of do remember them being on the shelf, and I did pick up a couple here and there. But yeah, this is probably one of the tougher ones to find. And black cover, might be hard to get in really high grade as well. I don't know if there's been any graded copies for sale recently, especially in the 9.8 range. But yeah, that might be one to look for if you're at a shop and you're digging through comic book boxes. I don't think you'll find this in a dollar bin necessarily. Hopefully you don't, because if you do, it's probably going to be it's probably going to have spine ticks galore on it. But if you can find a high grade copy, this is definitely a nice one to have in the collection. All right, let's move on to the next one here. Let me adjust my camera a little bit. There we go. Number 10 is Static, Season 1, Number 4. This is the Nicholas Draper Ivy variant. This is definitely an Akira. Am I pronouncing that right? Akira homage. There was an Akira comic book back in the day that, it's sort of like that perspective of looking down on the character from an elevated position. I've got a couple of them. I think I've got, not this particular one, but I think there's a Seven Seas Akira homage that they came out with a year or two ago. There's a couple different ones. I don't think the ones I have are really all that valuable, but yeah, this one's up a little bit. It's $30 plus. It was probably a cover price type book. I don't think it's a incentive variant. But Ben says this one could be higher except for a very few sales, and this is And why is this even live? Is it supposed to be out this upcoming week? In any case, these Akira homages, people eat them up. Does anyone know why? It's simple. People like these books. So this is a new book. This is one of the variants, and you'll have to check Midtown. Maybe they're sold out. Who knows? But yeah, it's a cool cover. I can see why people are into it. People love that Akira homage cover, anyways. Number 9 is Aquaman number 26, the Josh Middleton variant from 2017. I don't think I have this one. I mean, I've got a lot of the Middleton variants, especially from like 2018, 2019. I don't think I have this one. But it looks pretty cool. I like the look of it. It says, I have loved virtually every Middleton variant from this Aquaman run, and this one is no different. Glad to see it getting some love. Around $20, as people are surmising Dolphin will be in Aquaman 2. If you're looking at Dolphin covers, don't forget the underappreciated Aquaman number 18 from 1996. So, I don't know. There's a lot of rumors that the Aquaman 2 set is not going well. The shoot isn't going well. I don't know. I don't know if any of those rumors are true, but there does seem to be a lot of rumors in the rumor mill that it's not going well. Aquaman 2. Sequels are tough. I don't know. We'll see. DC has a hard time with them. Number 8 is Next Wave number 1. This is a Warren Ellis book with Stuart Immonen doing the art. I'm not familiar with this book. I don't remember this book coming out. It is a Marvel title. It says it's continuing to climb. It is up to $70 to $90 raw. The train keeps chugging along for this one. My mind continues to try and insert an actress that could play her. My initial vote would go to Chloe Grace Moritz. I don't know who that is. Who would you all pick? I have no idea. I don't know anything about this comic book. Warren Ellis is one of those writers that is supposedly canceled now. I don't think he's been writing anything for the last year or two. Apparently he had some, I don't know, inappropriate relationships with fellow comic book creators and colleagues. And I think he was also involved with maybe comic book fan. I don't know. He did something inappropriate, supposedly. Somebody called him out on social media about it, and then next thing you knew, Warren Ellis closed down all of his social media accounts and has virtually disappeared. So I don't know why this book is. Are they going to develop? Is this being developed into something, into a movie? I have no idea. Sounds like it's being developed into something, TV show, movie. And I don't even know who Chloe Grace Moritz is. No idea. Never heard of her. Number 7 is Adventure into Fear, number 24. The Living Vampire. This is Morbius. The trailer just dropped this past week. It was pretty good. I liked it. It was a little bit more of an extensive trailer. Jared Leto's a great actor. Him I've heard of. He's a fantastic actor. He is a sort of a method actor. In previous roles, he's lost a lot of weight, gains it back. So in this movie, it looks like he looks very, very, unless it's CGI. I mean, maybe it just makes more sense to CGI people now rather than make them go through losing a bunch of weight. It's not real healthy to lose weight and gain it back. I know actors have done that for various roles. The one that comes to mind is Tom Hanks in Castaway. He dropped down to like 130 pounds or something and then gained it all back. Yeah, it's not healthy to do that at all. But this book is, I guess it's one of these Bronze Age books that's not plentiful, especially in high grade. It doesn't look like it would be that difficult to get in high grade. It's not like it's got a big black cover or anything on it, but says, that being said, based on certain credit scenes, Blade books are now moving again. This one is a nice compromise if you can't afford Tomb of something? Tomb of Dracula, number 10. I couldn't think of it, which most people can't anymore. Yeah, no doubt about it. That Tomb of Dracula number 10 is a super expensive book. Man, 6 years ago, that was the book to buy. There's a couple books 6 years ago, obviously, that I looked at buying it. I remember looking at probably like an 8.5 copy graded for about, I think I was looking at in the $2,000 price range for an 8.5 back in the day. I'm sure it goes for way more than that now, probably triple that now, I'm sure. Yeah, this is one it's sort of like a couple years ago I bought the Werewolf by Night's second and third appearances of Moon Knight. They were not too expensive. You could find a high grade copy for around $200 or less, and those have quadrupled. I mean, I could easily get $1,000 for my copies, and I paid like less than $200. So the same thing here. These books that are not as well known as the first appearance, but still collected by collectors that are into that character. And this is just one of those books that people are always looking for. Number 6 is X-Men Legends number 8, the John Tyler Christopher 1 in 25 variant. Yeah, it's one of these action card, there's a bunch of them out there. This is one of the early ones, so maybe that's why this is also getting some love. It's a $50 book right now. Everyone loved the action figure variants then they hated them. I don't know if people are warming up to them again, or the fact that this one might not be in super high supply compared to the other X-Men variants. I don't really care for them. I mean, I remember collecting, I got a couple of the early Star Wars ones when Star Wars was being produced by Marvel, that first volume. Well, not first volume, it's basically volume 2, right? This was after they left Dark Horse, the Star Wars title left Dark Horse and it went to Marvel. This was probably, 2015, I think? 2014 or 15, I think, when Star Wars started that run with Marvel. And I know some of those action, I bought a couple of those action variant covers. It was okay. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of them. I don't think they're that great. It's just my opinion. Number 5 is Amazing Spider-Man 101. Obviously, this is on the list this week because of the trailer being dropped. This is the time to sell your copy if maybe you have an extra copy on hand that you're thinking about selling. Definitely the time to sell a first appearance book is when that trailer drops. So, usually that week or the week after is the optimum time to unload your best copy. So it looks like an 8.5 just sold for $24.50 and a 7.5 for $1,500. It says other grades have sold as well and are approaching their all-time highs again. I like the trailer. Is anyone else looking forward to the Morbius movie? Yes, I thought it was excellent. I think it's going to be very well done. It looks like it's going to be a lot better than the Eternals movie. That has already gotten really bad reviews. There was a couple of review sites that I checked out in the last day or two, and yeah, the reviews are pretty awful. So I don't think that Eternals movie is going to do that well. I think Morbius will be a much, much better movie. I still am not going back to the movie theater. I haven't been to a movie theater in 2 years, over 2 years. I stream everything. I'm willing to purchase a movie for $30, I'm willing to do that. I don't care about going to movie theater again. I've got a nice, big, huge, ultra high definition TV that is great for watching movies. So I don't really care for the movie experience, going to the movie theater anymore. It's just not something that I care to do. So I'll gladly wait until it's available to rent, or if it's on streaming, which is usually pretty quickly. I mean, anymore, it might be out in the theater for a couple weeks, and then it will go into some type of streaming service. So Disney Plus will probably have it available for a $30 purchase. A couple weeks in, I think that's what will happen. So yeah, I'm going to wait till then. But it looks good, and I'm glad that book's moving. I have the second printing of that book. I don't have the first print. I have the second printing. And I have a really nice high-grade copy of Amazing Spider-Man 102, which is the second appearance of Morbius. I do have that book in really high grade. But yeah, I don't have the first print of this book. It's always been pretty expensive. And I don't like the character that much. It's not, I mean, in comic books, I don't. I think the movie is going to make it even better. So everyone who has that book, congratulations. This is the time to sell it when that trailer drops. So if you've got a copy that you're looking to unload, now would be the time to do that, I would imagine. Number 4 is Star Wars number 42. This is the first appearance of Boba Fett in comic books. Obviously a major key. This book was really, really affordable a couple of years ago. Not the case anymore. It's getting more and more expensive, especially if you're looking at 9.0s or higher. They're just getting completely outrageous now. So Ben says prices are ramping up again after the Boba Fett trailer. Yeah, I just saw that trailer as well, Disney Plus trailer. It says accept Star Wars books to start a general increase again. The price graphs are looking like COVID case graphs. While not at the highs back in late winter, the prices are far exceeding the lows they hit just a month or two ago. Remember that the variant on this book is the direct edition, not the barcode. Okay, there you go. So yeah, that's what, late 70s? Is that late 70s? Late 70s, newsstand was far more plentiful than direct edition. So that's how you can tell if you're talking to somebody that is a novice comic book person or somebody who's experienced. If someone naturally assumes newsstand is rare, they are a novice. That's absolutely untrue. In the late 70s up to early 80s, really till about 1984, 83, 84, direct editions are far less in print than newsstands. Now, the other problem with that is that the direct editions tend to be in better condition because they weren't sitting on a newsstand rack with kids rummaging through it with their fingers and, marking it up. And this book is very condition sensitive. It's a black cover. Again, Marvel doesn't use the highest quality paper. Even back then it didn't. They still don't today. So finding this in high grade is definitely a challenge. But you probably would have a little bit better chance of finding a high grade direct copy edition, but those are a little bit more rare. So I don't know. It's just one of those deals. I'm always of the opinion, buy the highest grade you can afford. And if you can find a raw copy in high grade, that's the best thing to do if you can find it. But yeah, definitely a great book to have in the collection. Number 3 is Werewolf by Night number 1. This is the Takashi Okazaki number 1 in 50 variant. This is one of those books that, I remember getting it back in the day. In fact, I have it right here in my collection. So there is a copy, nice high-grade copy, probably a 9.8 candidate. I don't think I ever read the book, in fact. Bought it, put it in a My Light. I think I got it for about $40. And if I remember, I got it through Midtown. It was a Midtown purchase. And it's absolutely perfect condition. No spine ticks. All 4 corners are sharp. So I'm fairly confident that if I had this book graded, it would definitely grade at a 9.8 grade. So let's read about what's happening with this book right now. Zoom in a little bit. It says $750 and $850 for 9.8 sales this week. That obliterated the previous all-time high of $575. It says crazy cover, but is this even the right Werewolf by Night that will be in a Disney show? Good question. I don't know. Who knows yet? I think that's still a ways off from being finished, that production. But it's a cool cover. I mean, obviously, I remember pre-ordering it. I just thought it was awesome. And yeah, I'm glad I did. I mean, it's a super expensive book right now. Man, $850. Hey, wow. I don't know. I don't grade books very often, but that would be one that if I were going to send in an order to get graded, I would say that one would have to be on the list of books to get graded. All right, the next one here is Wonder Woman Black and Gold number 5, the Rose Besh 1 in 25 variant. I also have that in my collection. In fact, I've got another copy coming. I did pre-order 2 copies of this book for $40 each. One of them was from Golden Apple, I think, and then the other one, I believe, was, no, not from Golden Apple. It was from Impulse Creations, and I think I've got one more coming from Modesto Comics, maybe. I know I've got 2 coming, so I've got one of them so far. I'm still waiting on the second copy. But yeah, it's a beautiful book. I mean, I knew this book was going to be hot. I posted, if you go back and look on my live streams, you go back and watch my YouTube channel, I talked about this book months and months ago when the Image was first released by DC. I just told everybody to pre-order it. Even, and I had people message me saying, "Oh, but it's $60 now." I said, "Go ahead, do it. Go ahead and pre-order it at $60. Don't pass this book up." I told that to everybody, and I was right. This book is on fire. Let's read about it. Let's see what's going on with it. It says, after the strong push in its debut week last week, the price slowly climbed over $100 mark and then shot up from there. Now expect to pay $200 to $225 for this one. It says, guess I just need to jump on that mango bandwagon. Yeah, I don't think Ben likes this cover, but I don't like a lot of manga art, but I love Rose Besh's art, most of it. Not everything. I don't think everything she does is fantastic, but this is probably my favorite cover. Besides the only other one I really like is the Spider Woman number 9. I think that one. In fact, I think I have it readily available here, that I can grab it out of my box. Let me pull that out here. Yep, I do. That's probably my favorite cover by Rose Besh, is this one. This was her first Marvel cover. It was a 1 in 25 cover. This one sells for, I think, $350 to $400 raw. So it's definitely not a cheap book. At one time I owned 3 copies. I still own 2. So I still have 2 super mint copies, probably 9/8 grades. The third one I sold, I think I paid $40 each for these. $30, maybe 30 or 40. I know I paid more than ratio for them, for all 3 of them. And I sold one of them for like $185. So the one I sold easily paid for the 2 that I kept. So that's always a good deal when you can do that. I just think Rose Besh she's definitely got talent. And her covers are striking. So this is probably my favorite cover by Rose Besh, and I would put the Wonder Woman Black and Gold number 5 as my second favorite. And obviously the market agrees with me, the secondary market, because both these books are doing very, very well in the secondary market. All right, let's get to the last book on the list, and that is Thumbs number 1. I think at one time I owned this book. I didn't think it was good at all. I thought the writing on it was not that great. So the writing is by Sean Lewis. Artist is Hayden Sherman. It says, McFarlane once again pushes the needle in comic book land, announcing that he is doing a TV show based on this book is odd, especially since the Spawn film that has been out there in limbo forever is still out there in limbo. Anyway, McFarlane gobbled up, says McFarlaneistas gobbled up these, and the price skyrocketed from cover price to $30. So, of course, I may have sold this already because I think it was a dead book for a long time. It's a very thick book. I didn't care for it. The story was not good. I don't remember anything about it that made it significant. So the fact that McFarlane wants to develop this into something I do find that odd as well. I don't know why he would, but I kind of agree. You kind of have to take that with a grain of salt. McFarlane says a lot of stuff. Not a lot of it happens. especially when it comes to Spawn. That's his baby, and people, especially Spawn fans, have been asking for a movie, something, for a long time. The original movie was pretty decent. Obviously, the special effects were not all that great on the original Spawn movie. And everyone really liked the cartoon, the HBO cartoon. I thought that was very well done. But yeah, it's way overdue for a Spawn TV series, movie, something in development. But of course, McFarlane's been teasing and talking about it forever, but nothing's happened. So I get Ben's point here. Don't get too excited about this thumbs. Don't go out and spend $30 on this book. Wait a few months. I'm sure that the price will drop back down. It's like anything else. This is not being developed in the next few months. There's no doubt about it. So I would not chase this book. Why it's number one on the list, I guess maybe just because there's maybe more volume of purchasing going on right now in that book. But yeah, I didn't like it back when it came out. So just because McFarlane says he's going to do something with it doesn't make me want to go buy it again. So, and I paid cover price plus my discount, and I didn't care for it. So, all right, there's your list, guys. It's not a bad list. I've got a few on there. I've got the Rose Besch Wonder Woman. I've got the Werewolf by Night. I got the Amazing Spider-Man 101 second printing, not the first print, unfortunately. I don't think I have that Aquaman number 26. That cover does not look familiar to me. I've got several of them from that run. In fact, one of my favorites by Middleton. I know I'm getting a little off topic here, but so if we go on eBay and just type in Aquaman, there's a couple covers I really like, way better than that one. I would put that very low on the list of good Aquaman Middleton covers. So I'll give you my opinion, and take from that what you will. Yeah, I like this one a lot better. That's an awesome cover. I think that's a way better cover than the one that's being highlighted. This one I like a lot too. The Black Manta one, I've got a couple. I think I have like 5 copies of that. I found them all for like $1 at a comic book shop several years ago. And I think right after I bought them, they were selling at like $20 or $25 a piece. I think I bought like 7 of them. I didn't sell any of them. I love this cover. This is a Middleton cover with Black Manta on it. I like that cover way better than the one they're showing. But I know why that one's doing well. It's because it's got Dolphin on the cover. But it's not her first appearance. Obviously, it's just an appearance. It's an okay cover. I don't think it's that great, though. Yeah, he's done way better. Where's that Mira one? He did one that had Mira on the cover that was really good. Yeah, I'm sure it'll show up here. That one's pretty good too. Aquaman on the cover. That one's nice. I like that one. He did a Mira one that it was hot for a few weeks, and then it kind of fell off. I mean, I bought a bunch of them because I thought it was such a good cover. And it's not the one. It's not that one, which I wrote. Yeah, this one right here. Yeah, that one's really good. That's probably one of Middleton's best covers from that Aquaman series. So yeah, it was 2018. So I was collecting most of these in that 2018 run. I don't think I have that Dolphin cover, but yeah, I definitely got a couple of those, and yeah, just that's my favorite Middleton Aquaman cover by far. This one's pretty cool too. I remember when this one came out as well. I bought a couple of those. It's almost like a man. It's like a fine piece of art. Look at that thing. It's awesome. Him jumping between the waves. That one's awesome too. And only $5. It's a steal. Why isn't this jumping up $30? That's a way better cover than the other one. I don't know. It's very interesting, but Middleton, yeah, I mean he's still producing great covers. I like a lot of his stuff. I buy it. I sock it away. Yeah. All right, guys, there's your hot 10 list, rather, from CBSI. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Put your comments below. Hit the like button. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss any of my videos. And please, again, leave a comment. Let me know what you think of the list. Maybe there was something on there that I should have talked about more, but I gave you my take on it. Let me know yours. All right, guys. I hope you're having a good Friday, and I'll see you soon.